This might be the hardest part of freelancing as a designer. I'm talking about creative motivation. We all know you can't just flip a switch to keep the creativity flowing. I wish you could. Since going freelance, I've figured out 3 techniques that really help me with this problem, and I want to share them with you in today's vlog. Hopefully they can help you too. I'm about to go out and meet up with 2 other creative people. This really brings me to tip number 1, catch up with other creatives. I signed up to a service called the Creative Lunch Club. Basically, they match you with 2 creatives every month. I've been doing this for a while now. After every meetup, I feel re-motivated and re-inspired because being a freelancer is really isolating if you don't consciously make that effort to meet up with other creative people. I've got about 5 minutes until I need to leave, so let's get going. My car broke down, which is not great at all. Luckily, I'm being dropped off to lunch. See you at the cafe. I'm not gonna forget, but I'm gonna miss your lessons. I'm not feeling it yet, but I'm gonna miss. I'm home now from the catch-up, and it was great. We chatted about creativity, processes, our industries, LinkedIn, marketing, all of that stuff, and I'm pretty excited to get on with some work. And as a bonus, my car is working again. Yay! Perks of having a partner because I know nothing about cars. I'm back at the desk. This actually brings me to tip number 2, which is use the Pomodoro technique. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of it and even tried it out yourself, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend trying it out. So how it works, set a timer for a work interval and a break timer for a quick refresh, and then after about 4 rounds, you set a longer break time to give yourself more of a refresh. If you've ever tried HIIT workouts, it's kind of like that in an interesting way, where you go really hard and you focus and then you take your rest time to recover. There are heaps of websites that you can find online where the timers are already set up, which is really helpful. So the one I use is called pomofocus.io. They already have the long interval, the short interval, and the break interval set up, which means that you can just click start and get going. I'm planning to work on my Squarespace website template bonus material, and that is a mouthful really. If you don't already know, I'm setting up templates as an additional product to my services and my business. I've spent the last couple of months working on the bonus material that customers get when they buy a template, and I've done all the hard work. I'm now just up to the proofreading and editing phase of it, which is one of my least favorite phases, if I'm honest. I find that the Pomodoro technique really helps me with this kind of work because I need to spend the time focusing. So anytime you want to get some focus work done, I highly recommend trying it out. Anyway, enough with the chatting. I have to start working. I'm about to go on a run, and this actually brings me to my tip number 3, which is get some movement in if you can. I find this really helps with breaking up that creative focus and resetting your mind to allow you to come back and be creative again. I'm going to head to the park. Let's get going. Oh, and I'm going to use the GoPro. So I'm back from my run, and luckily I just missed the rain. It just started raining as I got to the car. So, well, I didn't just miss it, I got a little bit wet. As I was finishing up my run, on my running playlist, I've got the Kooks Naive. I don't know why I just started laughing because there was this one misheard lyric that if you're from Auckland, this is a very niche reference that if I get any viewers on this video, you'll not know about. And if I do get viewers on this video that do know about this, you probably live in Auckland. So there's this one part of the song where it sounds like he's saying, I know she knows I'm not from Mount Roskill, and I don't know why that's funny to me. It just is, because that's not what he's saying. But Mount Roskill is a suburb in Auckland. Yeah. Anyway,
I love getting movement in where I can to help spark my creative motivation. I did about 15 minutes, I would say 15 to 20 minutes around a loop of the park. Now my mind feels clear and I feel a lot calmer and ready to get back into some work. It is the weekend. I do about 2 to 4 hours of work. It depends with how my other work's going and if I've got client work or not. If you're a freelancer yourself or thinking about getting into freelance, you'll know those working hours can become a little bit more extended than the traditional 9 to 5. My goal is to work my way up to that. For the time being, I have to try and get work in where I can. This is part of the reason creative motivation is so hard for me as a freelancer at times. I'm gonna get back home now, take a shower, and I'm gonna try and do a little bit more work when I get home. Okay, so I'm back at my desk now. I've been working for about an hour on my Squarespace template bonus material, and I'm having a little break, so I thought it would be the perfect chance to just recap the points of this video. So if you're struggling with creative motivation, try out meeting up with other creatives, the Pomodoro technique, and getting some movement in if you can. I would love to hear if you try out any of these techniques and they help you. I'd also love to know if you have any techniques that you'd want to share, because we could all use extra tools in our toolkit for when we need it. So I thought I would wrap up the video here, but please let me know if you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear any feedback or thoughts. Consider subscribing and liking if you want to. Hopefully see you next time.